The entertainment world is no stranger to scandal, but the ongoing saga surrounding Sean Diddy Combs has reached a fever pitch, with actor Terrence Howard now entangled in the drama. Howard recently made headlines by alleging that Diddy made unwanted advances toward him, a claim that has sparked a firestorm of controversy, threats, and speculation. As Diddy's legal battles intensify, with a high-stakes trial looming, the timing of Howard's accusations could not be worse for the music mogul. The situation has escalated into a complex web of allegations, industry power plays, and cultural debates, leaving fans and observers grappling with the implications. This unfolding story is a hot mess, and it's time to break it down. Terrence. Howard, known for his roles in films like Hustle and Flow and Iron Man, has never shied away from speaking his mind. In a recent interview, he recounted an unsettling encounter with Diddy, alleging that the hip-hop icon persistently invited him to spend time together under the guise of seeking acting coaching. Howard described Diddy's behavior as overtly flirtatious, claiming that the mogul's intentions became clear when his assistant hinted that Diddy wanted to hang out in a more intimate capacity. Howard, who prides himself on his masculinity and principles, said he firmly rebuffed the advances, making it clear he wasn't interested in what he perceived as Diddy's inappropriate overtures. The actor's account was vivid. Diddy allegedly lingered, staring at him, and even asked to hear Howard's music, only to continue pushing for closer contact. When Howard declined, communication between the two ceased, but Howard's allegations didn't stop at recounting a personal experience. He went further, accusing Diddy of contributing to a broader pattern of emasculating black men in the entertainment industry. In the same interview, Howard suggested that Diddy's infamous parties, often referred to as freak-offs in recent lawsuits, were environments where men were punked out and pimped out to satisfy powerful desires. Howard framed these events as part of a systemic issue, echoing sentiments he's expressed before about Hollywood's tendency to undermine black masculinity. He referenced a prior instance when he supported comedian Cat Williams' claims about the industry's emasculation tactics, quoting his own father's advice: "Never take the vertebrae out of your back or the bass out of your throat." For Howard, staying true to his identity as a man is non-negotiable, and he sees the industry's push toward androgyny and effeminacy as a deliberate attack on traditional male strength, particularly for black men. Howard's outspokenness has put him in a precarious position. Fans and observers speculate that he's now facing backlash from Diddy's inner circle, often referred to as his minions. A cryptic video Howard posted recently has fueled these concerns. In it, he spoke about the importance of confronting detractors face-to-face, condemning those who hide behind keyboards or manipulate narratives to defame others. He invoked the concept of a duel, emphasizing that anyone challenging his integrity should do so openly and with courage. Howard even included a hashtag, #ManCard, which many interpreted as a direct reference to his feud with Diddy. The video's tone was defiant, and fans praised Howard for his bravery, with some commenting that he was exposing Hollywood's elite and their control over narratives. Others expressed worry, noting that the timing of his allegations, coming just weeks before Diddy's trial, could make him a target for intimidation. To understand why Howard's claims have struck such a nerve, it's essential to contextualize Diddy's current predicament. The music mogul has been embroiled in a series of legal and public relations disasters over the past 18 months. It all began with a bombshell lawsuit filed by his ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie Ventura, who accused Diddy of years of physical abuse, sexual coercion, and orchestrating disturbing events at his parties. Cassie's lawsuit opened the floodgates, prompting others to come forward with similar allegations. Diddy now faces multiple civil lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault, coercion, and other forms of misconduct. These lawsuits have painted a grim picture of his private life, with claims that his parties were hotbeds of illicit activity attended by a who's who of celebrities. The fallout from these accusations has been seismic. Diddy's once untouchable reputation as a music and business icon has crumbled, and he's now facing a federal investigation that culminated in his arrest in September 2024. He's been behind bars since, charged with serious offenses that could lead to a life sentence if he's convicted. The charges include racketeering and sex trafficking, with a minimum of 15 years in prison on the table. Prosecutors have argued that Diddy is a flight risk and a danger to the case, citing his wealth, influence, and alleged attempts to intimidate witnesses. They also claim that narcotics were found in his hotel room at the time of his arrest, further complicating his defense. Diddy's legal team has fought tirelessly to secure his release on bail, but their efforts have been unsuccessful. In a desperate bid, they offered a $50 million bond, co-signed by Diddy's mother, sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons. They proposed securing the bond with the equity in Diddy's $48 million Miami mansion, which he paid off in full to make it unencumbered. They even offered the equity in his mother's Miami home and proposed strict travel restrictions, limiting Diddy's movements to specific districts in Florida and New York. In an extraordinary move, Diddy's team surrendered his daughters' and mother's passports to prove he wouldn't flee. Despite these concessions, the courts rejected the bail requests, underscoring the gravity of the case. The seriousness of Diddy's situation has led to speculation that his associates are working overtime to manage the narrative and silence critics. Fans believe that Howard's recent video, with its references to threats and defamation, hints at pressure from Diddy's camp. The prosecutor's concerns about witness intimidation lend credence to these fears, as they've repeatedly argued that Diddy's influence could be used to obstruct justice. Howard's decision to speak out at such a critical juncture, when jury selection for Diddy's trial is set to begin in just 2 weeks, has amplified the stakes. The trial, scheduled for May 2025, is expected to be a media circus, with every new allegation adding fuel to the fire. Beyond the personal conflict between Howard and Diddy, this saga has broader implications for Hollywood and the music industry. The accusations against Diddy have implicated a long list of celebrities, some of whom have been accused of attending his parties or knowing about his alleged misconduct. Names like Jay-Z and Beyoncé have surfaced in fan speculation, though no concrete evidence ties them to Diddy's activities. Other celebrities, like actor Cuba Gooding Jr., have faced allegations in lawsuits related to Diddy's events. The term freak-offs has become a lightning rod, with lawsuits describing these gatherings as orchestrated events where attendees were coerced or manipulated. The sheer number of high-profile figures linked to Diddy's orbit has led to a reckoning, with fans questioning who knew what and when. For Howard, the issue is deeply personal and tied to his broader critique of the entertainment industry. He's long spoken about the pressures Black men face to conform to Hollywood's expectations, often at the cost of their identity and dignity. In his interview, he lamented that society no longer values traditional masculinity, particularly for Black men, whom he believes are demonized for asserting their strength. He contrasted this with the industry's acceptance of strong white male figures, arguing that Black men are unfairly targeted. Howard's comments about effeminacy and androgyny reflect his belief that the industry rewards those who compromise their authenticity to fit a certain mold. This isn't the first time. Howard has waded into controversial territory. His support for Cat Williams' claims about Hollywood's emasculation tactics aligned him with a growing chorus of voices calling out the industry's power dynamics. Williams' viral Club Shay Shay interview, where he accused executives of exploiting and controlling Black talent, resonated with Howard, who saw parallels in his own experiences. Howard's reference to raising sheep versus raising men encapsulates his philosophy. He's determined to instill strength and integrity in the next generation, even if it means challenging powerful figures like Diddy. The timing of Howard's allegations also raises questions about Diddy's judgment. If Howard's account is accurate, Diddy's decision to approach him seems reckless, given Howard's reputation for standing his ground. This isn't an isolated incident either. Rapper 50 Cent, a longtime rival of Diddy's, has claimed that Diddy made similar advances toward him, even offering to take him shopping, an anecdote that has become a running joke in hip-hop circles. 50 Cent's outspoken disdain for Diddy suggests that the mogul's alleged behavior was an open secret, yet he seemingly felt untouchable. Howard's story adds another layer to this pattern, painting Diddy as someone who disregarded boundaries, even with those unlikely to acquiesce.